It's July 11th, 2026. We're in the Shield Nutraceuticals garden, and it's been exactly 3 weeks since we were here last. And we want to catch up now and look at especially the tomato plants and see how they've been doing with the chitosan treatment. You can see this squash plant still producing. Let's go have a look around. This is that one of the plants that had been afflicted by blight, and now 3 weeks on, you can see the blighted leaves are dead and hanging down. The rest of the plant seems to be healthy and producing. You can go back here and see that this German now seems to have picked up a little bit of blight, and we're going to be treating everybody today with the chitosan AG. That's the chitosan oligosaccharide hydrochloride that can be found at chitosanglobal.com. Here's that basil patch that we looked at last time. And you can see that there is some activity on some plants, but on most of these plants, they're still in pretty good condition. A lot of nice, big, good-looking tomatoes. This plant's producing nicely. Here's that corn that we had made a comparison with. These are the 5 kernels that we soaked in the chitosan for 4 hours, and you can see these plants are all about 7 feet tall and they're making ears. The ones down the line where I hadn't soaked those, they're also starting to make ears, but you can see that they're just not as far, it seems like they're not as robust to me. So we'll look at the difference. Let's just continue to look around for a minute. Got watermelons running around. This plant right here, this got sprayed, and you can see the part that was infected, that stopped, and the rest of the plant is healthy and producing tomatoes on 3 levels, which is really what you want to see. This guy right here, another perfect example of the infected leaves just turned brown and fell away, and now the plant is in good shape. You can see it's producing again on 3 levels. What did have infection on it stopped, and everything around it is healthy. These tomatoes are pretty nice, pretty good size. You can see this guy, beefy. Let's go keep looking around. You can see the grapes still in pretty good shape. I haven't sprayed them now in 6 weeks, and I would say they're holding up very well. Everybody's gonna get sprayed today. You can see these tomatoes from over here. Pepper plants seem like they're thriving. Come up here, these cosmos are still blooming and seem like they're happy. These squash plants are free from any kind of mildew. These guys over here had gotten mildew, and we treated them and now weeks on, they're in great shape. Same with these guys over here. Producing these really nice Italian heirloom squash. These peppers are coming on. Back in the broccoli patch. The tomatoes on this side, they had similar situation. They'd gotten some infection, got sprayed with chitosan AG with nanocellulose. And by the way, that nanocellulose was 0.025, not 0.25 concentration. And the citric acid was 0.3. And we combined that with 0.8% chitosan AG, which you can find again at chitosanglobal.com. Now we're in the section of the garden with herbs. See some tomatoes, the cantaloupe are coming up. This is a good example right here. This branch had laid down on the ground and gotten infected, and I strung it up, and now you can see after getting sprayed, all the blight and bad stuff that was on it died away, and what didn't have blight on it is remained healthy and is continuing to thrive. Another example, a treated plant where the chitosan just caused the blighted leaves to fall away, and the rest of the plant is still nicely productive. A cucumber over here, you can see it's running away. Reminds me of that Sinbad skit where his mom would say, "Don't you run!" And her arm would be about 20 feet long, and he would tell that story, crack me up. Little carrot patch over here. These stargazers have bloomed, and we've been putting them in the house, and the whole place just smells like heaven. You can see these tomato plants are really looking good. Let's look at these grapes on this side over here. And you can see they're still in pretty darn good shape. 3 weeks after the last time we looked at them. You look at them from over here. See these little bunches that we had videoed last time, and we're checking up on them again. So everybody's holding up. These gladiolas are having fun. These tomato plants are really looking good, and they're producing nicely. Let's look at these Germans again. You can see pretty much the same thing as last time. No additional damage or blight running wild on these plants. Everybody's producing beautiful tomatoes. This plant, again, got some pathogen on it, treated it with the chitosan AG. That's what happened to the bad guys, and it left everybody else alone and in good shape. Chitosan works because pathogens are negatively charged, and this chitosan is positively charged, and has the highest charge of any chitosan that we've seen, and we work with manufacturers of chitosan from all over the world. This chitosan AG with a 70 millivolt charge kills pathogens through electrostatic action. They cannot develop resistance to that, and they do develop resistance to the chemical fungicides and pesticides that are being used right now. So we can replace all of that with chitosan, and here is a first-hand account of how well it works and how healthy the plants in this garden remain. And I'll tell you, if you look up the weather that we've had in Johnson City, Tennessee, you'll see that we've had a lot of really hot, humid weather with plenty of big rain. And you can tell that by just looking at the uniformity of the ground. You can see a little biochar that we've mixed in with this soil. But we've been getting a lot of hard rain, and it's hot and humid, and yet these plants are holding up extremely well. So we'll check back in a few weeks and see how things are going.